Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Low Season Traveller Insider Guides. I'm your host, Jed Brown, founder of Low Season Traveller, and this week we're delighted to be joined once again by the wonderful Ana Leal from Domitur Travel in Portugal. In the last episode, we spoke with Ana about life in the Algarve, and we also touched a little bit on the importance of community-based tourism as a more responsible form of travel for the host communities. In this episode, we follow up on this with a great example of a walking tour which Ana is running with Low Season Traveller this year. If you're anything like me, you'll be keen to get over to the Algarve once you've heard Ana talk about this wonderful tour experience. Let us know your thoughts on the episode once you've had a listen, and check out the Algarve section of lowseasontraveller.com to see some of the amazing pictures of the places which Ana talks about this week. Enjoy. So, Ana, welcome to the second part of our Algarve podcast with yourself, Ana Leal from Domitur, of course. Great to have you with us again. Glad you could join us.
Yes, Jed, thank you again for receiving me and for giving us the opportunity to speak about our company and about Algarve and Portugal in general. Thanks.
Thank you. No, thanks to you. We finished up on the last episode. We were talking a little bit about sustainable tourism and responsible tourism. And I know it's something that you're really passionate about at Domitur, and you personally, Ana, are very passionate about it. And as are we at Low Season Traveller. And at the end of the last episode, we were just talking about, how it's the opposite of exploitative tourism, and about how we think that it's really important in places like the Algarve that the money goes directly through to the local businesses. Now, you said at the end of last one, when we stopped recording, you said, Jed, I had so much to say right then. So, so now's your opportunity, Ana. Tell us a little bit more about your thoughts on sustainable tourism in Portugal and in the Algarve.
Thank you so much for that. Well, yes, correct. That's something that since I'm a kid, I used to go to the beach and always have a bag with me and collect the garbage. And my parents always play with me like, "Are you working for the municipality?" Because, but for me, it always made me a lot of confusion, the amount of garbage that we produce. And when I came to work on the travel industry. Because my background, as I told before, it's psychology. I was struggling somehow, saying, how can I work in travel industry when I know, and I've been traveling a lot, that there's a lot of exploitation, that people really take advantage, and we pollute a lot, and so I was struggling with this. So thanks God I had the opportunity to work on the nature department, and then I start to make some changes inside the company. The company it's a business, a family business, and we employ about 15 persons at the moment. And we work specially, what we try to do is always work with locals and the best guides and the local companies that we can support. Yeah. Because this is very important, and we have a criteria. I can confess this here live, is usually when we call to a guide, we have so good relations with them that sometimes they give up of other services to be working with us, because they know that we are very loyal and we really understand how it is important for their income to get payments on time, to have all the informations in advance, really to work in cooperation. And this was the philosophy of the company. And then when I start to come, I was happy with that feeling. But I also said, okay, but we need to do more. And we install solar panels here in the company, of course, free paper. And more we are having this idea, and it's very difficult at the moment because this online, everybody goes online on these big giants autos that has the control of the bed banks, and we know that we have to be unfortunately more expensive because we are paying salaries, we are not paying machines. Yeah. And we prefer, at the same time, we say, okay, it's fine, because in reality, we also cannot provide services to 100,000 people per year.
Yep.
We are 15. It's okay. We have our niche market. The people that wants to have relations, people with people, that wants to have someone that picks up the phone and they know the name of the person. That's us. That's it.
It's true. And that's really important actually, because look, Low Season Traveller, we're a small company as well. We're not a big, huge company, but yes, like you were saying, we're all competing with. I won't mention any of the names because we've sort of tried in the past to partner with some of the big internet companies, and they have more money than God to spend and spread their message, and it's really hard then to make a living, because for my business, it's literally so that we can afford to have a holiday in the Algarve every year with my two young daughters, and you're really struggling because you're up against these big giants. But at the same time, how we're different is, I'm the founder and CEO of the company, but anybody can pick up the phone and speak to me. Now, you try speaking to somebody at some of those big internet companies. We've all had this kind of a problem. You don't get, even if there's a telephone number there, it's usually some kind of an automated response or whatever else, because that's how they base their business. They save their costs on that, but you lose out on service. And I think that's why it's really important, again, to book travel in a responsible way through, companies such as yourself, and by the way, such as Low Season Traveller, because the money is actually, it's paying for, kids to get an education, it's paying for a family to exist and put food on the table, it's paying to help that local economy. It's not paying huge big shareholders, making sure they get an extra million at the end of the year, which frankly they don't need. I'm quite passionate about it, and I can tell that you are as well, Anna. But that's why we're doing this podcast, and we can make a little difference again.
And working with the local guides, with the local community, makes us even feeling this, because then it's a relation person to person, and our guests always go back to their countries, and most of the time they text us appreciating and give us the feedback how much they love the experience here in Portugal.
That's lovely, isn't it? I love that. And when you get those texts, or sometimes we'll get like a little short email thanking us, or saying that they really enjoyed the podcast or whatever, and I don't think they realize when they send that email what a lift that gives us, because if you're anything like I am, I get that email, and genuinely I am floating on clouds all day. And I say sometimes to my wife, I bet they don't realize the incredible impact their email has had on my day at the end of, let's face facts, a pretty crappy year. We need all the little positive bits that we can get. So I think that's fabulous. Anna, I want to move on to, we feature a couple of tours with yourselves, and we're going to be featuring some more, and I can't wait to get them on board and online. But one of the ones I wanted to talk about today is we do a walking tour of the Algarve, and it looks an absolutely fabulous tour. Talk us through a little bit about the tour, because I think there'll be a lot of interest in this tour, because it's a nice length of time. It's sort of 7 days, I think 8 nights off the top of my head. And it's an opportunity to really get out there in nature. And I think one thing that this whole COVID experience has taught us is, we want to be going to different places. We want to immerse ourselves in the local culture, and we want to get out in the fresh air, of course. So tell us a little bit about this fabulous walking tour that you've got for us.
Okay, so the one we decided to promote first, because we believe other ones are coming. It's not a tour. I decided to make this tour for the people that likes to walk, that likes to be in the nature, but they don't want to do a trek like a follow track since the point A to point B. Because also in the Algarve, it's not easy unless you go for the inland and you do Via Algarviana. So what I try to do is to collect the best walking tours that we have in the Algarve. And of course, in 7 days, unfortunately, I was not able to give all of them because I'm missing the east part of Algarve, and it's really, really beautiful also. And then another point that was very important for me, I always feel this, is to have a moment for yourself also, to do the walking, but also have at least one free day to relax and to do whatever it comes to your mind. Because I also, when I travel, I like to have these free days that I don't have any, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then suddenly I just discover something in the country that I want to explore more. And I do travel a lot like that. I travel sometimes just with the with the ticket, air ticket, and then I just go with the flow.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes, I had great experience with that. Um, so the first, what we provide, because they are not connected to the walking tours, it's we provide a car,
Mhm.
and they go first to the west side of Algarve, and the first day of tour, it's going to the Rota Vicentina. It's a natural park, it's a reserve, and there's a lot of tracks over there, and we decided to go for an average circuit, but in reality we can do other ones if people wants to walk more, but usually I try to go around 10-12 kilometers, not much more than this, so people can enjoy and have time also to explore the community there
Yeah.
and see the museums that you can see, and even get some sun in a restaurant, because there's amazing restaurants in all these areas, or just to, well, to have time to do other things around.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's also good to stay in bed for a while in the
For sure.
morning,
Yeah.
enjoy breakfast at late,
Yeah,
late breakfast, and then
absolutely.
go and have a walking by the sunset. It's also something that could be really interesting, and see the sunset on the western point of Portugal in Sagres. It's really beautiful. So basically, it gives you the opportunity on this first day to go to Praia do Amado. That it's a circuit of 10 kilometers that is really beautiful. It makes a lot of different path, and then you go to Sagres also to discover the small village of Sagres that is also really nice. The staying, we also decided in this case to divide for two main hotels. Instead of changing hotels every day, it's more for people that likes to relax, open the bag, stay for a couple of nights,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
move for the other part. And after the second day, you will stay basically, or the clients will stay in Lagos. It's a beautiful city. Also has some circuits, walking and viewpoints very near to the place where they're going to stay. And then on the second day, they go a little bit inland. They go to Monchique, that it's the highest point. If they go to Foia, it's the highest point of the Algarve. It's usually, people don't know so much. We have the thermal spas there, and
What?
we also have waterfalls.
Yeah.
And the water of Monchique, the water from the Algarve that we have, it's from that area.
Mhm.
So that one, can be a very difficult trek, but we try to make it easier again. Try to do it descendant, try to pass on the waterfalls, and end up on Caldas de Monchique, that you have an amazing place for a picnic, but also I can recommend very nice restaurants on the area, because the food there, it's also really, really nice.
Good.
So definitely the second day, you feel almost that you are in a different country, because the vegetation, sorry about my English,
Vegetation.
vegetation is completely different.
Yeah.
So in 2 days, you have already two completely different perspectives. Staying back to in Lagos again, the third day you're going to one. Well, I think it won also the prize of the best walking trail in Portugal. It's called the Seven High Valleys, suspended high valleys. So it's, for me, even the first time I've been there, I said, oh my God, how come I'm living in the Algarve and I never been here before?
Really.
it's just next to the sea, on the rocks,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit go up and down, but the pictures that you can and the views that you can have over there, it's incredible. If you do if you do return way, it's about 12, 13 kilometers.
Mhm.
If you just do part of it, you can do just for 6 kilometers or 7 kilometers. So you can take all day doing this tour, and you will really enjoy, because then you will stop in some of the beach that you will be there, and you will take so many pictures that everybody will envy you after
There you go.
after you return home,
Yeah.
because it's incredible. Then I put it the day on leisure. The day at leisure, people can do whatever they want. They can visit other places of Algarve. They can do a cataplana workshop. They can go to the market and see how people prepare the fish. This is something that, here in Portugal, we don't have. We have the whole fish. They bring the whole fish to the table. So to have this experience is also something quite
Yeah, a bit
unique.
different. Yeah.
And to eat, I remember one day I was with a client, and I was telling her, I was explaining, and I was arranging the fish, because the sardines, she didn't know how to prepare and to eat the sardines, so I was doing for her, and she was having fun as crazy to have someone taking care of her. So to have also this opportunity, or another great thing to do, because on that day you move to Faro or to Olhão, to the central part of the Algarve. It's to pay a visit to the islands of Ria Formosa. This is my biggest secret of Algarve.
Yeah.
because I was grown up here, and the islands, it's something very, if you go back 20 years ago, it was just for locals,
Really.
and I grown up on these islands. Every summer, we have like a second family there, you
Yeah.
know and now it starts to be discovered by the tourists, so we always have this feeling like we want, but we don't want that much.
Yeah. Let the
Because
tourists have it in July and August, and then
yeah, yeah, you can come, but don't spread too much the word. That's what we used to say.
yeah.
And there's one of the islands that has a fisherman community, so they live there, and it's one of the tours that we offer. They can do, if they want or not, is to go with our guide, Diana, on a boat. They go collect the oysters, so they see the farms, they see how they are produced. They collect the oysters, then they go to the fisherman village in the island. They see the fish that the fishermen's caught that day,
Yeah.
and they select, and they see all the preparation, so they make part of the preparation of the meal.
Yeah.
And this is an activity that blows their mind. In reality,
Absolutely. I love that. Well, it's just something so different from the normal, because for me preparing a fish dinner, involves going to the supermarket down the road, and it's a very different experience, I'm sure.
yeah, that when I go to the restaurants here, I don't know to select the fish. I Most of the time I eat fish.
Yeah.
I don't know to select by the menu. I need to go to the exposition, the place where they are, and to check and to see, to know which one is fresh,
Yeah.
so I can decide what I'm going to eat.
Very good. I love it. I love that. I love that.
So you need to learn this. By the way, well, I can send you later on. We have some videos about the market here in Olhão that is beautiful. So I'm going around on the market, and I have this video showing the products, and this could
Cool.
be something very, very interesting. I will send you later on.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, please do, and we can share it with the listeners as well, and they might be interested in
Yes.
that.
Yes, it's a really nice experience. So basically, you are already half of the time here, and I have to confess that if you have the chance to come in low season, and you, Jed, as well, so good as me, that low season usually the prices are lower.
Yep.
So it's easy if you get the chance to have more time to stay. 7 days or 8 days is too short.
Yeah.
To enjoy and to really take the culture. But well, it's better than nothing. You can come back later on. So there's on the last 2 days we pass here in this area, in the central area, but it's still missing the eastern side of Algarve. And the eastern side, it's even for walking, it's an area that many people still don't know. In reality, Rota Vicentina and the west side, the wild west side, it's much more popular already because we are promoting, Rota Vicentina is promoting for long. They are doing a great job on that. And the Guadiana area, it's still very uncovered. People don't know so well, and it's also really beautiful to do this area of Algarve. Of course, we always can adapt the tour for people. This is also something quite nice. Is of course we have on your website our proposal. It's the best, or what we consider the best ones in the west part and central part of the Algarve, but we can always adapt for clients that wants to have a few more days here, or they want to change any track. It's also always possible. So the 6th day, if you went to the islands, you can do a walk, and this is something new that I want to tell you. I think we had this conversation probably in beginning of January. They already made a new path that connects the Faro Beach to the Val do Lobo area, and you pass in Quinta do Lago. They were having this plan for a long time, but finally they made the path. So what we suggest now is to do this path because it's really nice, instead of just doing a little bit in Ludo. And this can take you also a journey, a complete day of journey. It's a completely different perspective of Algarve because it's the richness part of Algarve.
Yep.
With well, you almost feel that you are in LA or something like that.
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the kind of houses, even the people living there was a lot of celebrities having houses there. So it's a complete, suddenly you feel that you are in a completely different world. Okay, you've been in a fisherman community, you've been inland with the population doing some handcrafts workshops, and then suddenly you are in the middle of a very finest, the Michelin star restaurants and all these things. So it's a completely different perspective of the Algarve. And then the last day, we decided to leave to visit Tavira if possible, because Tavira, it's a beautiful city, also with a very specific culture, and usually people loves to go to Tavira. So to do a walking tour in Tavira, in the salt beds and in the city center, because it has a lot of culture from all the ancient sculptures that passed in the Algarve. I want just to mention one interesting thing is that Algarve has a lot of Arab architecture. If you realize, comparing to the north of the country, because of the influence that we have with Africa, we do have a lot of Arab influence on the architecture, and that's also very nice to see.
Nice. Yeah, like the kind of Moorish kind of style.
Yes, correct.
Perfect. And then with regards to the tour, I mean, I think obviously the advantage of doing a tour through the likes of Domitur is you guys are always on hand to help out. So while it's a self-guided tour, isn't it, this one? But you guys are always there on hand. And I think clients have they have the telephone number and everything else, so that if they're sort of unsure about something or looking for a recommendation or whatever else, you guys are on hand the whole time to give them that local expertise and the local knowledge, right?
Correct. We always provide a 24/7 emergency number. There's always a person on duty from the booking team, and they have all the files with all the names of the clients, knowing what they are doing. Okay, so you can call. Anyway, you can ask for assistance at the airport. In this tour, we are providing a car. And it's very easy to drive also in the Algarve, especially on the low season. It's you don't have that many cars, and you don't have that many population in the Algarve. And even my friends coming from the north, they always come and they say, "Oh, but you have so good quality of life in the Algarve," and say, "That's why I'm here, you know." I love to travel the world, but I decided to move here and to stay here because of that, the quality of life. So it's very easy to drive, and you have this emergency number. Usually on the low season, also in the reception of the hotels, they are always very friendly to help you with any detail. We provide the maps if need, or the GPS track that you can even upload on your phone. So anything that you might need, of course, with you, we can guarantee all these details in the beginning, but while they are here, they always have assistance 24/7. Yeah.
Love that. Very, very reassuring for everybody. I've got to say, on one point on the driving, I have had the opportunity to drive very briefly when I was in the Algarve, and I was amazed. I was there in the low season, obviously, and I was amazed at how empty the roads were. It felt like I've driven before in California on the Pacific Coast Highway, and in parts it felt very similar to that. You know, big, wide open spaces and roads and not much traffic. And even when there was traffic lights, I noticed, and I'd remarked to a colleague, that every time when I was approaching, they were always on green. And this person said to me that the traffic lights, now you can tell me if this is true or not, Anna, they said that the traffic lights will only turn red when there's not much traffic. They'll only turn red if you're going too fast. If you're going within the speed limit, they'll keep on green. But if they think that, you know, if the trackers can tell that you're speeding, then they will automatically turn to red. Is that true?
In many places, yes. Inside the cities and nearby, basically we want the cars don't go over 50 kilometers per hour. So we have some traffic lights. If you exceed the speed, then they will turn red. Correct.
Love that. I think that's just so clever, and it's so, you know, it's so easy to do. I wish they'd do it over here actually as well. But I think it's a very clever way of making sure that people, you know, that people keep to the limit. Because if you keep to the limit, you can keep driving, and you know, you can keep going on. But if you start exceeding the limit, you're going to stop. I love it.
I used to play saying that 3 cars here, it's already a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Sure,
if you drive in Lisbon, it's different, but in the Algarve, 3 cars, oh my God, it's already traffic.
Yeah.
Well, it's
crazy.
Well, for the people that never been here, I don't want them to think that that this is a desert. Okay, no, of course we have population, but definitely comparing to the peak season, because we are there's also important detail is even that we are how do you say, a summer holidays instância, now the word comes to me in Portuguese, an area of summer holidays. We have population here, and the cities are not closed and shut down like in other places that I've been. Here we have community living, and especially the city I'm living, it's called Olhão. The first nice hotel only opened 11 years ago. So all the foreigners love to pass by because they really feel the community. Like to go to the markets here, it's not only to go pick up the fish and the vegetables. It's a social place where people are going to see their friends. So for foreigners to come and to see all this dynamic that we have in this area of Olhão, they get crazy with that. So the community, and basically all the Algarve is open, but because we are used to have so many foreigners, we have low population here. So that's why it's not crowded, especially during low season. And that's why people love to come, because everything is still open, and they can really take advantage of that, of the service.
I love that. And I think that's going to be a great point for us to finish on. Our time is up, sadly, Anna. But I just want to let everybody know that the tour that we've just been talking about today is available, and it's available on the Low Season Traveller website. And the starting price, the prices are from €550 per person. It's a fabulous tour. Some of the photographs, by the way, of the places which Anna's been talking about are also on the website, and it just looks I'd like to be there right now, if I'm being very honest. But hopefully I will get there at some stage later this year. But Anna, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, talking to you, talking about sustainable tourism, responsible tourism, and about how the tourism that you guys are promoting is actually putting back in a positive way to the local population in the Algarve, and we're really delighted to be working with you. So Anna, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jed. Thank you for the invitation, and I hope to see you in May, hopefully in Portugal, in the Algarve.
I certainly hope so. Thanks, Anna. All the best.
Thank you, Jed. Bye.
So there you have it. Huge thanks again to Anna from Domitur, and please do check out the Algarve page on lowseasontraveller.com to see the pictures and full details of the walking tour which Anna and her local team are running for us this year. If you haven't already done so, please also do like and follow the Low Season Traveller pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also sign up to our monthly newsletter on the lowseasontraveller.com website, which has got all of the latest special offers, competitions, and much, much more. All feedback is greatly appreciated, more than you can possibly imagine, and you can reach out to me directly at jed@lowseasontraveller.com. And that's our podcast done for this week. Thanks as always for your company. Have a great week. Stay healthy, stay safe, keep your travel dreams alive, and don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and social networks. Finally, remember that now, more than ever, travel is better without the crowds.